13, Concord, Kannapolis.
It's the TB13 High School Football Game of the Week from Bailey Stadium on the campus of Concord High School. The Spiders of Concord hosting the Wonders of A.L. Brown of Kannapolis, the annual Battle of the Bell, among other things. Well, folks, 36 seniors tonight will be having a chance to go out with a little bit of glory. It's the last time they can really play in this game and end up their senior years and their varsity playing careers as winners. But really, win or lose, for the winner, it's ultimate, unparalleled joy. For the loser, bitter disappointment. But really, Larry Mason, there is no loser in a game of this magnitude.
Well, there won't be tonight. These kids look forward to this, and I think they play all the other games in the season, but if they tell you the truth, this is the one they look to.
Everybody's got special memories of this game, and you've got some. You used to be an assistant coach in this game at one time.
Well, I did get to coach in the game 1 year, Randy, when I was at Concord, and, you know, it really gets, by the time we got to this game, I'd never coached in it, but I sure knew everything about it.
Coach Harden talked on it briefly on Headliners. The average guy is not maybe an average guy in this game.
Well, it's a chance for you to rise above your calling, I suppose, and answer the bell when it rings tonight.
Talk about numbers, you throw them out the record book. Concord and Kannapolis coming up. 59th renewal. Stay with us. We are back at Bailey Stadium, and boy, it gets dark early around these parts, especially with daylight savings times going out of effect, but it doesn't matter. People were here actually before, before they were supposed to be. Some folks, I think, got off work a little early there.
Well, I got the feeling they were sneaking away early today, Randy.
Let's take a look at probable offensive and defensive starting lineups here while we have a few minutes. First for the Kannapolis offense, Maurice Blakeney back 100%, leads things, and you've got the tailback Lipscomb out there, Mike Morton, Allison, and a veteran offensive line leading things around for Kannapolis. Their defense kind of centered with Tony Jones and Trevon Patterson. You've got Grant, Mike Morton, a couple of leading tacklers, and a very good secondary. For the Concord Spiders on offense, Jimmy Hitchcock, Staten, John Miller High, and Edmund O'Neill, along with Pat Riley, the veteran, who will center the football, one of the unsung guys out there. He touches it every play. Concord's defense shapes up with Paul Earl, and you've got Steve Jones, 9 interceptions leading the way this year for the Spiders at one of the linebackers, or actually the spider back position. Concord defense, you see the Concord sidelines. It is just one of those electric type atmospheres, Larry Mason.
Well, I tell you what, this game has really turned into an event this year, Randy, with both of them the first place spot up for grabs tonight. The game was, you know, it's kind of a happening anyway, and it's just getting larger by getting back in the same conference. And hey, I'll tell you what, they're packing the stadium tonight.
Well, it's like you said, there's a guy at the main ticket booth or gate with a shoehorn.
I saw him. He said, I believe we can get one more in. Come on.
Wore several of them out here. Let's look at some of those stats from the series. Now, you know, it takes a strange person to know that there were 1,274 points been scored in 58 years in this one. The average per game, totaling both teams, 21.9. 20 shutouts, 4 scoreless ties back before they had the overtimes. And, of course, you see the Concord wins and the Kannapolis wins. And in the 80s, Concord trying to even it up in the decade, as you've got the seniors from Kannapolis coming out to the middle of the field. And we've also got the Concord captains. And let's go center field right now. Captain, we're going to call you white, we're going to call you black, okay? You're the visiting team, you'll call it coin toss. That's a head, and that's a tail. It says tails right there, you see? Call it while it's in there, please. Heads. Heads, you call it. Down, you see, it's a tail, it says tail. You win the toss, you want to receive? You want to receive. Which goal would you like to spin? Put your back to that goal, sir. Yours over here, sir. averaging nearly 28 points a game. We'll get the ball first on offense as we're still a few minutes away from the opening kickoff. We're going to take a break and be back with number 59 between Kannapolis and Concord after this. We can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night. He's the first-year head coach at A.L. Brown, Bruce Harden. This is his first Concord-Kannapolis game. I wonder what his thoughts are. We know what his thoughts are. He's been here before. E.Z. Smith, his 10th coaching appearance in this game. He's coached and he's played in 3 of them, Larry. So I think E.Z. knows what the Spider Wonder game means.
Well, he does. Bruce Harden, it's his first Wonder Spider game, but he's been in the big ball game. So he knows what it is to coach in the games that are monumental in importance.
Well, there are quite a few folks on hand here. We got here some an hour and a half before game time. The stands were 2/3 full, and that was the seating area. That doesn't count the bank. As we are about set for football action here at Bailey Stadium. Talk about electricity. It is certainly in the air. As Jimmy Hitchcock and Edmund O'Neill are back deep. And this one is really the battle for the bell, the battle for the outright SBC championship, or at least a share of. O'Neill will pick it up at about the 20-yard line and just steps out of bounds. He saw a lot of white and green coming at him, so the Spiders will operate on offense with Hitchcock leading the way. 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. They'll have Kilo Staten in the backfield. Now look at this alignment, folks. Concord has got 3 guys out, and they've taken Kannapolis by surprise. The pass is complete down the sidelines. O'Neill out of bounds in front of the Spider bench. Larry Mason, have you seen that alignment before in your coaching days?
Well, I have seen it, but it's been a long time, Randy. It's an old trick play that's been used in years past, and it's still one that's in the playbooks, and E.Z. went back and drug it out. Call it the hook and ladder, call it what you want to, but he pulled one out for the record book tonight.
Well, I guess you could say he spread the Wonder defense pretty adequately that time as O'Neill catches pass number 32 on the year. Good field position for the Spiders. Regular set this time, and they'll go to the right side about midfield, and nothing much there. As you hear the Wonder crowd on the sidelines, they pretty much stopped Quentin Carr, leading the way. 76, Trayvon Patterson, who's pretty familiar with Concord circles. He played down here a few years before he got to the high school.
Well, he did. And you know, one thing that both coaches talked about Wednesday night was you're going to win with what got you here. And of course, the one thing I like about both of these coaches, Randy, is they're not afraid to do something that's just a little bit different, a little bit out of the ordinary, though.
It is 2nd down. Here's Hitchcock down the line. He'll option out to Carr. He's hit and stopped, maybe a yard that time. Mike Morton over there for the finishing tackle, but you really got to give credit to number 80, Reuben Wells, who came up and really stopped that play very effectively, and we do have a penalty marker back in the Wonder secondary.
We do, and you know, one thing I think we're going to see tonight, Randy, is Kannapolis knows they've got to stop Hitchcock, and I think we've talked about all the keys to this game. One key to the game may be how well the Concord running backs come through tonight and take a little bit of that pressure off of Hitchcock.
Well, so Kilo Staten had 445 yards on 86 rushing attempts coming into tonight's game, 3 touchdowns. However, Carr is very quick. He's only a sophomore. Smotherson runs from time to time. Hitchcock, really the leading rusher for the Spiders with almost 765 yards. So the rushing kind of takes on a different aspect when you've got a quarterback.
Well, it does, and we've got a personal foul here. But I think we're going to see Concord settle into the things they do the best and running their option and in their outside veer and throwing the football, which I wouldn't be surprised to see it coming up right now, Randy.
2nd down and very long. Ball back at the 32-yard line. They'll send 1 man in motion this time. And Hitchcock with a deep drop. Sees the pocket break down. Now he's off to the races, and a good saving tackle where Hitchcock may have got further yardage. Mike Morton, the linebacker, 82 there.
I tell you, Morton has just played super all year long with his defensive position on both sides of the football. He's really been a stalwart for Kannapolis.
It will be a punting situation, and Edmund O'Neill, averaging around 32 yards a kick this year, will come on to kick it away at about the Spider 22-yard line. Reggie Wells, the deep back, always a threat to take it all the way every time the bread kind of cradles in under the arm. He's averaging almost 19 yards per return this season. Low snap, a 1 bouncer. O'Neill will field it and gets off a beauty. but it will be returned. 27-yard line. Here's Wells, short side, hit and brought down at about the 35-yard line. That wasn't a tackle. That was just a nice little bear hug by number 74, Paul Earl, for the Spiders.
Well, I'm sure that Easy has challenged his kids to get down and cover Wells tonight. And one thing that Concord's got going for them is in O'Neill, they've got one of the premier punters in the conference. So
you kick it over that guy's head.
I tell you what, we've got one of the better kickers against probably one of the best running back men in the league.
And for sure, two of the best three teams in the South Piedmont Conference battling it out tonight. Here's Blakeney, the junior, under center. One setback. That's Lipscomb, 32 back there. Blakeney will go to the air on the first play, getting some rushing and be forced out of the pocket. He'll have to eat it. Spider defense coming in very quickly to knock him down. Tommy Gilmore, the sophomore defensive tackle, chased him all over the field and didn't get the sack, but was effective.
It was, and probably the key to that was the secondary there, Randy, because they covered well enough that Blakeney couldn't find who he wanted to throw to. The play almost looked like a screen, the way the line did get through that quickly.
Well, Canada, Leach, O'Neill, and Steve Jones back there. An excellent secondary. Wonders will have two wide to the top of your screen. Tight end Morton on the left side, and one setback on second down and a bunch. 29-yard line. They'll give it to Lipscomb. Left side. He's got a little bit of a seam. Bounces off and gets to the 40. Good second effort that time by Lipscomb. Really the leading ball carrier this year for the Wonders.
And he has given them some good, strong games, and they were running their outside veer right there. They run that veer with their one-back set. Instead of running him straight ahead, you won't see him run much straight ahead because there's nobody there to block for him. So you're going to see, as far as the back being there, but you're going to see him run that veer on the outside more, Randy.
Allison and Wells wide to the bottom of your screen on third down. We play nearly 3 minutes here at Bailey Stadium. No score from the 40. Pitch back. Lipscomb cuts it up, gets away from one tackle, and then his clothesline. Oh, mercy. Houston Rogers, the linebacker, sophomore, almost got the face mask, but he almost tore Lipscomb's head off in the process.
I tell you, it was a big tackle. We've seen Kannapolis in the last couple of games. We've seen him in probably going from the high set just a little bit more. Right now, both defenses are just playing, a heck of a football game.
Here's Mo Blakeney to punt for the first time tonight for the Wonders. He's averaging over 31 yards on the year. He'll stand at about his own 30. There is Edmund O'Neill back at the Spider 30. And let's see if Concord sets up for the return. They will. And it will be a fairly high kick. O'Neill gets it at the 20. Looking for a direction, and it will be no direction as the Wonder coverage was there, led by number 20. And that was Gary Elder, the 5'10", 165-pounder. Wouldn't give up.
Well, he wouldn't, and he didn't let O'Neill take him out right there. And usually if you can get by that first tackle, then you can make a run out of it. And Elder just didn't let up.
It's been a pretty exciting almost 4 minutes here, hasn't it?
Well, it sure has. I tell you what, we're going to see, one of the better football games in the state played right here tonight.
Hitchcock, the senior quarterback, has completed 50% of his passes on the year, but he'll go to the ground this time as they hand it off, and good yardage on first down for Sakilo Staten out to the Spider 28.
Concord just running they're running their outside veer right there, Randy, and that's the quick hitter, and if you get something on it, if he can break through that first seam, he's going to gain a little bit of yardage, and Sakilo has, I think one of the things that Concord has done is improved their running game from the beginning of the season to now immensely.
On second down, out to about the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Hitchcock kept it that time. Greg Jones has had an outstanding year this year for the Wonders on defense. He's a senior. You look at those Wonders, they've got 3 seniors, a sophomore and a junior up front in that defensive down line set. Second down and 8. Pitch back. Staten gets a block, cuts it to the 35, and then really pays the price, and that is an appropriate word. Antoine Jordan, the nose guard, one of the initial guys there, 67.
Really just running the quick pitch to the short side of the field right there, Randy, and seeing what they can get out of it there. One thing we'll see Easy do sometime tonight probably is overload one side and run the quick pitch to it from an unbalanced look.
Well, the Spiders will send 2 to the top of your screen. The wideouts, twin sets on third down. Here's Hitchcock, play fake, drops, fires, open, complete. First down, Concord on the far side. It was number 24 with a catch, Butch Hyde, who has been doing a great job. He's a pretty sure-handed receiver.
Well, he sure is, and he got right there in the soft spot in the zone and set up right there. Hitchcock laid the ball right on him.
Well, he's a big play receiver, too. That's his 12th reception on the year, and he averages almost 22 yards a catch, so he makes something happen.
That's a pretty good catch. Every time you get it, you can go for 22.
Figures are misleading, aren't they? At the 48-yard line, best penetration was midfield so far in the game for the Spiders. First and 10, they'll go to the run. There's midfield and some into the Wonder side of the 50, right on the big speed. Staten to the 47.
You know, one of the statements that Coach Smith made Wednesday night was he felt like the game would be won in the trenches, the line that controlled the line of scrimmage. And right now, Concord's coming off the football and doing a good job of controlling right here.
Well, a game like this, so many steady individual talents on both sides. You're going to have some big plays. Here is a Hitchcock. Looked like a busted play that time, so Jimmy's going to have to eat it and make something positive out of possibly a loss. Gains 2 out of that to the 45.
It looked like he was reading that, Randy, and they didn't have a good match right there with the football, so instead of fumbling, he kept it.
May have read a little too long, huh?
Well, you're not going to read long in this Kannapolis. It's going to be a short story.
Short sentences, right?
With a period on the end.
We played 6 minutes. Opening period, no score. The Spiders have it. Third down and 3. Wonder 45. Deepest penetration of the game. Quick count this time. Hitchcock wrapped up and a great defensive play by Tony Jones. 65, the sophomore tackle for the Wonders. That'll force a punting situation for Concord.
I tell you, Jones did a good job there of just bringing him coming through and taking the quarterback on that play.
Wells has returned a couple of punts for touchdowns this year. Always the threat, as we mentioned. Edwin O'Neill, though, can get the end zone, I believe, if he gets a hold of it right. Put a little helium in that ball. O'Neill, with not much pressure, gets off an end-over-ender. Wells fields it to 16. Spider coverage is there at the 27. Down on the play, Quentin Carr, number 11, one of the first guys, and John Miller, who is a senior, tied in on offense, plays a little defense, plays some coverage, and he may play an instrument in the band if it wasn't football season.
He might just do that. One thing that is tough to do, and I'll come back and talk to it about it here in just a second after this play, Randy.
27-yard line, first and 10, Blakeney with one set, 3 wide this time. 5 minutes to go, first period. He'll give it to Lipscomb, right side, and to the 30. That's about it. Spiders defense, they've got some pretty good hosses up front on the line, led by Tommy Gilmore. Paul Earl, the senior defensive nose guard. You got Dino Miller, and really John Miller, so Gerald Cannon up there. Pickup of 3, second and 7. Wonders rushing for nearly 150 yards a game through the first 9 of this year. And they'll send Wells in motion. And go to Lipscomb, and he's got a hole into the secondary, and he could take it all the way. The Spiders have an angle. Can they catch him? 10, 5, touchdown. Antonio Leach ran out of real estate. What did you say, Larry Mason? The quick hitter up the middle. Nobody home.
Lipson was lined up on the left side of the offensive set and came back to the right. I think we're going to see it again here on the outside there, right here, Randy.
Good block. Nobody there.
To see him, he's gone.
70 yards on the play for Lipscomb. And for him, that is his 5th touchdown of the year. 2 plays, 73 yards. Wonders drawing early blood. The kick is up, and it's good. Timeout on the field. 4:16 to go. Kannapolis jumps out 7-0.
TV13, Concord, Kannapolis.
Well, the first bolt of lightning has been struck in this game with electricity all around. I'm sure we'll have a few more before it's over tonight.
Well, I think so, and Concord's going to come back right now and try to answer the call here.
Well, you key on certain people, and another guy has a good game. And Lipscomb's all pretty good. 70 yards yards on that one.
He sure is.
Here is the Wonder kickoff. It will be high. Taken at about the 11-yard line by the Spiders. After the 20, 25, and returned by Hitchcock to the 35-yard line. So the Spiders, who've really controlled maybe the clock here in the first period, but wind up on the scoreboard that counts, I believe.
Well, I tell you, that was a big run right there by Lipscomb to get in there and take it all the way. He's added another dimension to the Kannapolis offense, and that's one thing. Just like you said, when you stop them one place, they've just had, they've got so much offense they can hit you from anywhere on the field.
At the 35-yard line, quick count. They'll go to the run. Staten breaks the tackle and stays on his feet. Excellent balance out to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. The only thing I was worried about was a detriment on that touchdown run with some of the Wonder supporters on the hill. I was afraid with the angle of steepness on the bank, they could be rolling onto the plane.
So I'll tell you one thing. If they ever get started, it's going to be downhill all the way, as the old saying goes.
We've got an injury and a break in the action here as E.Z. Smith and the trainers are going out to the field.
Randy,
Looks like Staten is injured on the play.
Excuse me, while they're looking after him while they're going, I was going back to something I was going to say on the punting team. And one thing that I think Coach Smith and Bruce have had to talk the Butler players about on the punting side of it is you want your kids to go down with reckless abandon, but you want it to be kind of a controlled reckless abandon so that the run back doesn't break past them, and once it does that, it's over with. So you have to be under control somewhat going down there.
Well, Staten appears to be able to come back to the game, possibly just shaken up. He'll go over and sit out a few plays. And the Spiders with second and short now, trying to continue the drive, and it is Smotherson who is checked into the backfield, getting the first down out near the 49-yard line of Concord. Well, if you can control Mike Morton, one of the guys, and Chad Blackwell, those seniors out there in that Kannapolis defensive scheme, not only do they know how to play and pursue and tackle, but just fierce competitors.
Well, they are, and they're playing with a lot of emotion. Now, of course, both teams are, and both teams well coached.
Well, the Wonders want the outright SPC championship. They will get it with a win tonight. The Spiders can throw things into a three-way, possibly three-way tie, definitely two. Hitchcock with a great individual play, reverses his field, gets the green, and now one man finally got him by the ankles, or it would have been six. Trevon Patterson for Kannapolis tripped him at the 33-yard line. Now, your average player just couldn't do that.
Your good player can't just do that. I'll tell you what, that was a great run. He was tackled.
Yep.
And he just decided to make a U-turn and go the other way. Hey, that's just a super run.
And I'm sure the Spider offensive coordinators were glad there was no clipping calls on that play. Deepest penetration of the game. Here's a pass out in the flat. O'Neal complete. 30, 25, still on his feet. From the Wonder 22-yard line on the tackle, number 23, Tim Atwell, the strong safety.
Well, one of the things you can do when you have athletes like O'Neal, you have athletes like Hitchcock, is if you can just get the ball to them, you don't have to do a great job of blocking, because they're just such one-on-one athletes. They can do a lot on their own. And that's what they're doing right here.
Well, O'Neal's got two passes caught tonight. He and High, push High, are split to the left of your screen. First and 10, 22. Quick count, Hitchcock faked the pitch and now will carry it for about 3 or 4 yards. 81 for the Wonders, who was checked in over there initially, and I don't have an 81. I'll find out. I guarantee you that. As Justin Wilson would say, I guarantee you.
Well, I know you will. You'll send down your scout, won't you? Your faithful scout.
2:18 to go. Clock running. First period. Wonders with a 70-yard touchdown run by Lipscomb. Lead 7-0. Hitchcock to the air. Now he'll throw it over to the left corner of the end zone, and may have just thrown that one away. O'Neal had double coverage down there. He looked one way, looked off the intentional receiver or initial receiver, and then threw the other way. 3 of 4 now for Hitchcock here in the first period passing. Well, you want to hear some stats on Hitchcock? 1,327 yards total this year, 16 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions on 128 attempts. Now, how's that for?
That's a great season. That's great. That's a great career in 1 year.
Here's Hitchcock, back pass, good protection over the middle. He's got a receiver, but he couldn't get there. high, couldn't quite get to the post. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it did. It looked like Butch was breaking on the post, and I think Jimmy saw the defense back there and was trying to place the ball in there, and Butch just couldn't make the post, to break to the post quite quick enough, Randy.
Well, you're at the 18-yard line of the Wonders. You're in 4-down territory. You have to try a field goal, probably about a 35-yarder straight away. No wind.
Excuse me, on the last 2 plays, he's tried to go into the end zone on him. I think on this play, he's going to probably just go down and try to throw some type of stop pattern or some type of out pattern and just pick up that first down.
Negate the field goal try. They're going on 4th and 6. Hitchcock coming around the left corner will be brought down short of the first down. And Mike Morton chased him from behind. And the penalty marker is down at the point of tackle, possibly a face mask against maybe Morton. He got him high. It is. That is the call.
That's a big break right there, Randy.
Well, that's the biggest break perhaps for the Spiders is that break of the Spider defensive line for the Concord offense a while ago that led to the big run.
Well, it was, and Morton did it, I tell you what, he's quick. He really got over there quickly to get Hitchcock.
Well, they got him listed 6'1", 201 pounds, but I tell you, very quick, as Larry said, maybe instinctively quick. There's a difference.
Well, there sure is, you're right.
1:59 to go, opening period. Spiders will have it 1st and goal, just outside the Kannapolis 7-yard line. Twin sets, 2 wide. Hitchcock keeps it tripped up from behind, wrapped up by the ankles. And I believe who got through?
I believe it was Morton. I may be wrong, but I think it came through, Randy.
Was it 82?
I think it was.
If it was, it was
It was 82 right there. He is.
Well, he made All Central Piedmont Conference 4A in 1988, a definite pick in the SBC this year. The only thing Coach Harden and his staff are saying, Lord, Mike, I wish you were only a junior. 90 seconds to go in the first period at the 12-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now we've got a momentary stoppage here as they're kind of officials lining things up. He'll step back and blow the whistle, wind the wristwatch, and we're ready to go as Antonio Leach goes in motion. Hitchcock rolls to his right, looking, and it's almost picked off. Number 30 for the Wonders, Fred Carter, the linebacker, almost had a gift, and it might have went further because there was nobody really in front of him.
Well, I tell you, in the short yard, well, not in the short yardage situation, but in the field position right here, and we're probably going to go to a break on this, Randy, are we?
Yeah, I think so. As the Spiders have called a timeout. 1:18 to go. Opening period. Don't go away.
Randy coming back here, Coach Smith out deciding what he's going to do here with the 3rd and 12 it's 3rd and goal actually into the end zone. And what you and I were talking about while we were away on the break is how deep that Kannapolis is dropping their linebackers. And of course in the field position here they can afford to do that.
Well, they've only got 32 yards to cover.
Right, but they are really getting because the linebacker knocked that pass down, so they really had their secondary behind, their linebackers in front. So they're really giving Hitchcock a problem on throwing between them.
Maybe, I'm sorry, 22 yards to cover. I know that end zone looks bigger than it really is sometimes. Hitchcock rolls, looks, toast manner, touchdown, Concord. Looks high, made the catch, and made sure as he was going down. For Butch, that is catch number 12 on the year, number 3 touchdown for him this season, and touchdown pass number 17 for Hitchcock.
Well, I'll tell you what, he couldn't have thrown it up any better, so whatever Coach Smith told him, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Here it is.
They were in a little bit of a zone there, but whatever, it caps off 11 plays, 65 yards, aided by the face mask penalty. The extra point's good. We're back where we started. 7-7 as the Kings come back upfield, back with a Spider kickoff after this. Well, if this game ended right now, I think nobody would be disappointed in King, would they?
Well, I don't think they would. I'll tell you what, the Central game with Kannapolis had a tremendous amount of intensity in it, but you can feel the intensity of the excitement of this game all the way up here in the press box.
And we've got a little cooler weather. Football season, the weather Vicinity, too.
Well, it looks like it is, old weather predictor there.
Just call me old wart nose. Listen to the crowd. It's unbelievable. Some colleges would like to have this atmosphere.
Most colleges would like to have this.
Reggie Wells has it bounced away. He can't find it momentarily, and we'll pick it up at the 17. Look out. Somebody about took his head off, and he almost got away. There's a late flag. That could be a face mask at the 25-yard line. Poor Reggie. Well, don't say poor Reggie. That's, you know, if you're small, you got to be fast, right?
Well, you do.
You play football.
That's right. And he is.
138 pounds of bubbling joy, and that's soaking wet.
I'll tell you what, and I think that this is probably going to be a face mask here, Randy. And he paid a price on that.
Now the chiropractor will be talking whiplash tomorrow.
I'll tell you, it's tough when your body's going one way and your head goes the other.
And as fast as Reggie goes when he goes forward.
I'll tell you, something got to stop.
Well, I need to say we're glad there is not a serious injury. On the 40-yard line, Wonders with excellent field position find themselves tied in this one. And they're battle for the bell, try to keep it. They've got it 2 straight years, and they want to keep green paint on it for one reason. They want the SPC championship. Blakeney rushing to the right is pulled down by 2 Spiders at the 46-yard line. Houston Rogers, 33, and number 22. Or excuse me, Steve Jones, number 13.
Well, I'll tell you, Blakeney, just a junior, you know, has really been quite a story for Kannapolis there. Quarterback this year coming in with the new offense that Bruce Harding has put in. Hey, don't you know he's a happy guy because this will be a lot of fun as quarterback to run that offense.
And if he goes down, you got Tony Jordan out there. It's like bookends. Second and about 5. Blakeney back pass, being pressured out of the pocket. They're coming hard, and he gets it off. It will be short. Paul Earl said, have a seat on the Spider bench, but there was no bench.
Well, I tell you what, he got the ball away, but Concord was putting on a tremendous amount of pressure there.
Well, that's just pure athleticism on the individual's part as he was rolling tough to his right. Still got a lot of mustard on the football.
He sure did.
3rd down. Blakeney's completed almost, 43% of his passes coming into tonight's game. And we've got a break in the action. It's tied at 7 with 19 seconds to go, first period. Along with Mary Mason, Randy Whitley, Ron Moon, and about 12,000 other folks on hand.
And a host of thousands.
A cast of thousands, maybe that. Well, the Wonders are facing 3rd and 5 as they'll come back with 19 seconds to go in the first half. Kind of a no man's play call here. Is that maybe too long to run? Maybe you want to pass it, but you don't. We'll see what happens. As the Wonders will show 2 wide out of the straight eye this time. As you get Carter in front of Lipscomb. Blakeney under center. Fakes the draw, rolls to the left, cuts back over the middle, incomplete, intercepted, and this one comes back the other way. Here come the Spiders. It's Antonio Leach, I believe, with the football, and he's going to be tackled at the Spider 45-yard line. He ran about 100 yards, but it's right in midfield, folks.
He did, and what Kannapolis was doing there, Randy, was they were dragging Mike Norton all the way across the field and going to throw to him, and it just went off his fingertips, the old tip drill here.
Well, Mike, all but Caleb inches, isn't it?
Well, it was. If the ball had been thrown just a little bit lower, it would have been a catch for the offense right there.
For Antonio Leach, that is interception number 6 on the year. We'll watch the interception of the tip drill. There you see it. And I believe that Leach just kept on going. Really, he may have had more yardage. Well, we can see the field better than he can. That will end the first period. It's tied at 7 here at Bailey Stadium. Concord will have it at the 50 when we come back. Well, some coaches always have that instinct, and I think, Mary Mason, you thought they were going to throw that pass to the tight end.
Well, it's kind of hindsight now, but I was going to tell you it was a good place to throw the ball to Morton, but I thought they would throw it to him instead of dragging him across the field, just throw the duck pass to him right in there.
Well, he's the leading receiver for a reason. There's a loose football, our first fumble of the night. Just a bad exchange. I think Hitchcock came back too soon. He'll fall on it. No gain.
Well, you know, I guess we have yet to see how big of mistakes are going to make in the ball game tonight, Randy.
58 yards in the first quarter rushing for the Spiders. 87. That's 57 passing. That's about as even as you can get.
That's good balance.
Annapolis, we know they got 70 rushers on one play. Here goes State back in the game. Sidesteps one tackle and then the wonder pursuit, which is characteristic of the last 10 or 15 years, catches up after about 2.
Well, Staten was going to run the veer right there on the right-hand side, and when he got there, the hole was closed, it looked like, and so he tried to take the ball outside. Tough to do against a defense like this.
Third down coming up. 8. With 2 wide. Twin sets for Hitchcock. Hadn't really optioned much tonight. There's a play fake. Straight drop. Pumps once. Now will go on the fly. Looking for a kneel. Double coverage. They battle. It's going to be... Did he make the catch? It is going to be an interception by the Wonders. Inside the 10-yard line. What a balancing act and a set of hands as number 23, Tim Atwell, the safety, came away with it. That was basketball rebound.
Well, it sure was, and he just used a lot of athletic. Talk about athletic ability. We saw a lot right there. Here it is, I think, again, Randy. It's up for grabs now.
Well, now got a hand on it, and then Atwell now takes over the lead in interceptions for the Wonder defense. He's got 4 on the season. And the Wonders have the football back, but not good, in their own territory at the 8-yard line. Out of the I formation this time with 2 wide. And they'll go to the fullback. Quick pop, right side. Good gain that time. Out to the 18-yard line goes Carter.
Well, you know, Easy Smith was saying Wednesday night how much just this play right here, the quick hit in the middle, has given them trouble over the years, and it's giving them trouble tonight right now. They'll probably go in at halftime or on the field right here, try to make an adjustment to stop that play.
You know, it doesn't really take a lot of computers to figure out, let's give it to the fullback.
Well, yeah, with that one back there, you kind of basically know who's going to get the football.
Ron Moon says no first downs in the first quarter for Kannapolis.
Just 1 touchdown, yes.
Touchdown. That's
70 yards. That's 7 first downs.
That's Oklahoma, isn't it?
Ron says we can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, you were saying earlier in the year, well, they got first down now because they moved to 6, but you think you should, if you run at 70 yards, you ought to get credit for 7 first downs.
Well, if they're going to give you credit for giving them, then they should, you know.
First down's kind of a... Did you always find that was just a useless stat sometimes?
Well, to know how many you got, it was, but it was real important when you got them right.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. That sounded very good. 10.5 minutes to go, first half. Quick pitch. Sweep right this time. Wells just lassoed, so to speak. The Spider can do that at the 15-yard line.
They were bringing him on sort of a wing-back reverse right there. Randy, talking about first downs. We played Independence one year and beat them 17-15. We had 2 first downs in the game. So, you know, like I say, that's a deceiving stat. Hey, and I'm sure they were penalties. We didn't get them honest.
Oh, the truth comes out
years later. Our defense played great that night.
It's kind of like a convict that's escaped from, or after he served his prison
sentence. That's right. I can tell the truth now. It's amnesty, isn't it?
Yeah. Second down and a bunch for the Wonders. Tailback will get the call this time. Bruising his way out to about the 20-21-yard line as Carl Lipscomb. I think the fans got into it. Either that's getting a little chilly, so they got to get up and make a little racket and stay loose.
I'll tell you, this one night that it's nice to be indoors here out there in these closed-in press boxes.
Well, they are very hospitable here. Our thanks to Albert Thomas, the principal, Glenn Padgett, the athletic director, and of course, Easy, the coach. Third down. 20-yard line. They'll send Wells in motion. And Blakeney, straight drop, being flushed out of the pocket. He will go down. Huge defensive play that time by Concord. Number 42. Tony Probst.
I'll tell you what, that was just a super rush, and he just kept the pressure on, and Blakeney just was unable to get rid of the football.
Wow, he's going to have to go about 8 yards deep in his own end zone now. Let's see if Concord sends a few folks. They're showing 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. Neal is back at about the 30. They rush the end, but it is a beauty. It's a great hanging kick. It will not be returned and takes a great wonder bounce out to the 48-yard line. So you might say that was one that kind of got him a little bit better field position out of the hole.
Well, they sure did. I'll tell you what, that was a good one to get. You know, if you noticed, Concord has had a good rush on Blakeney tonight. When he's been trying to throw the football, he has been under a lot of pressure.
And the secondary would have something to do with that.
At the 48-yard line of the Wonders.
8 minutes, 27 seconds to go.
You know, Concord basically takes the ball right back over where they gave it up on that interception the last series of plays, Randy.
They'll hit the right side this time. To the Wonder 43-yard line goes Quentin Carr, the sophomore. Oh, yeah, if you look at this game, 14 seniors for Concord, 22 for the Wonders. Where Concord, the seniors, this is their last shot at going out of winter against Kannapolis. Meanwhile, the seniors got a little bit of pride on the Kannapolis side. They say, we never lost to this bunch.
Well, I tell you, they don't want to be the one to have to go home and talk about it either, do they?
Oh, memories of a lifetime. Quick pitch, short side. Carr's got some room. Bumped down at the 32. Coming up to make the hit, Gary Elder, the corner, knocked him off his pins. But it won't be a first down. Congratulations to the SBC Junior Varsity Champs as Concord finished undefeated. They beat Kannapolis, whose only loss in the conference was to Concord last night, 20-12. So could this be a side of things to come?
Well, I think it means we're going to see a lot of good football in the next few years to come.
Staten on the dime off the left side will out the Wonder 30. Number 88 there. Greg Jones, the defensive end, 185-pound senior.
Have you noticed how things have kind of settled in now? And all the agreement has settled down now. Now it's just a battle in the trenches, so to speak.
Everything except the Wonder cheerleader on the far side. She's got the pretty good job of carrying that flag. She just did a 40-yard sprint. I think it's about 4-4. Hitchcock fighting off tacklers. Positive yards to the 21 of Kannapolis. On the stop, Gary Elder again, number 20, one of the first ones there.
Hitchcock took that more outside than we have seen him this year on that little counter play where he'll spin around and bring the ball back to the opposite side. I think probably what he's done is giving him a green light. Just take the football where you see the opening.
Wonders say, let's slow the mow down just a little bit. 6:56 left, first half, it's tied. That was an official's timeout. Instead of the Wonders calling the timeout, they'll bring the change out. And as always, when you measure, you always have to highlight the change crew. So therefore, when you measure, you bring them all the way across the field.
Well, it's better that way. They get more exposure when they have to, jog all the way across.
Well, feet get numb standing on the sidelines.
Well,
there's a nice looking sticks tonight, too.
Well, they are.
I'll tell you. And we haven't even made mention of the field, but isn't it gorgeous?
Well, I tell you, you and I both said there's something different about this field. We walked in, the white lines went to black. We thought it was a negative.
Well, speaking of black, we're going to black out of here, and we'll be right back. Yeah, we're talking about the black paint on the lines there. Walked in, I thought I was strange too. I thought I was in a photo lab. No, you guys, whoever is responsible did a great job.
They sure did. It really is pretty.
Third down and short. Quick pitch, short side. Carr has the first down plus for the 17 of the Wonders. 65 and 82.
I tell you, Concord's getting a lot of mileage right now out of their quick pitch, Randy.
Well, Morton is making some tackles from the linebacking position over there. Tony Jones on that last tackle. And, well, no wonder defense there, linebackers make a lot of tackles.
Well, they do. And it's based on that premise that they're going to.
Two receivers will split to the top of your screen on 1st and 10 this time. Concord trying to do something about a 7-7 tie on a little counter this time. Hitchcock kind of jitterbugs for about a yard, possibly 2, near the 15-yard line. Joe Willis over there defensively.
All those little counter plays that they run into the line of scrimmage like that, or little dive plays where they let Hitchcock run it. He's so quick that they can just get the seam in there and get the initial block. A lot of times he'll take the ball, all the way after that. And Kannapolis doing a good job of shutting it down on the short yardage game.
Well, he picked one up, 2nd and 9. Quick flare out on the left flat. It's O'Neal, and he's hemmed in and crunched by Blackwelder. The first guy there, and really nothing much. Maybe, I don't think he gained anything.
Well, the ball, I don't think they're right.
Maybe a half a yard.
They just got the ball out to him, and they were going to let him go where he could with it. Kannapolis shut it down right there.
Well, Blackwelder stayed in. Now, you notice that Coach Harden has put in some of his offensive linemen to play defense. I think maybe when that's their inside the 20 alignment. I'm not sure.
Well, it may be.
Okay, Willis and Blackwelder offensive guys in there on defense right now. Jermaine Rucker, number 34, you see in the corner, lining up on the right side. It's 3rd down and 9. Hitchcock pumps, being forced out of the pocket. Now will go deep. I think he may have thrown that away. He did. Looking for O'Neal, nobody home.
Well, I think he was hoping that O'Neal would just get out there and break it up into the corner of the end zone. And we got a flag down, Randy.
Personal foul against the Wonders. That'll give the Spiders a new life, so to speak. Tail Wayne has passed, but they've got another life here.
They sure do.
Well, you saw a shot moments ago of the Wonder brand kind of filing out of the stands. We've got 5:11 to go before halftime. Please don't stay gone to the refrigerator too soon. We've got 2 outstanding halftime performances by the Big Dream Machine and the Spider Marching Band. They've been getting pumped just like the players have all year.
That's for sure. I tell you, that was a major penalty right there at this point in the game, Randy.
1st and goal, it will be at the 8. Plenty of time to go. It's tied at 7. Wonders took an early 7-0 lead. And Concord has really won the field position back here in the 2nd period. They have really dominated things, except for no first downs for Kannapolis. But Kannapolis is a big play team, so you wouldn't expect that.
That's right.
At the 8, here we go. 1st and 10. They'll give it to Sakilo State. Left side, he'll go to the 4, maybe the 3. You saw number 70 getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Wonders. That's Charles Gray, another offensive lineman, and on D.
And I tell you, out of this offense with the split backs and running that hard dive in there, the back doesn't have anybody in front of him with the lead back anyway, like the high. So that's just a hard dive in there. It's up to linemen to establish another line of scrimmage right there. Concord's doing a good job right now getting off the football.
Antonio Leach checks in from the Spider bench with a play. John Miller goes out at tight end. 2nd and goal with the 4. 4.5 to go, 1st half. Here's Hitchcock setting them down. The senior looks to the air. Slant pattern, tipped incomplete. Oh, slant right at the post. O'Neal, the intended receiver, and it's kind of like throwing it into your 7-foot center with O'Neal's jumping ability. He can go up in the sky and get it. This will be play number 11 coming up in this drive for the Spiders.
And that was the play that they scored off of there on the other end of the field, throwing in that little slant pattern right there.
Well, it's 3rd and goal, definitely within field goal range. And Miller will check back into the Spider offense. Leach out with the play. We're checking out is Butch High coming out of the Spider offense. Well, seems like folks are on their feet on both sides. Hitchcock comes back from center.
I think that they're going to get hit with too much time right here, Randy.
That is the call, Larry Mason, and that is a big 5 yards. And I think Easy Smith is going to go out on the field right now to talk to his troops. Kannapolis will huddle defensively as we've got 4.5 minutes to go here before halftime. As the Spiders have called a timeout to talk it over. 7-7. Concord knocking on the door.
Timeout charge for the Spiders.
Concord huddle. They're 9 yards away from a touchdown. If they don't get it on this play, they may opt for the field goal. But I was looking down at the horseshoe end of the stadium there. We've done a lot of games. There's Pat Smith now. She's not nervous, is she?
No, she wouldn't get nervous.
She's done good off all her fingernails at this stage. Third and goal, 9-yard line. Hitchcock and the Spiders at the line of scrimmage, and he's rolling to his right. Got some time. Booking. Overthrown. Right in the corner of the end zone. Credit the Wonder secondary that time. They covered up O'Neal. So it's fourth down, and looks to be a field goal try, maybe in order here.
Well, I tell you, the thing that when you get inside, I'm sure both coaches feel the same way. When they get inside the 10-yard line, they want to come away with some points here.
I don't believe Antonio Leach, he's on there. Here comes Carr, Hitchcock. They'll spot it at the left hash mark. It will be at the 15-yard line. A 25-yard attempt. Steve Jones on the fake field goal, and the Wonder defense was waiting. Number 23, Tim Atwell, was not fooled. The ball will go over on downs.
I assumed that was a fake. I don't know if he got a high snap. It looked like the snap was pretty good, so he came right up with the football, so I don't know if he was going to throw it or just what, but Coach Smith seems to be upset with whatever was going on or happened.
Well, a big break as the Wonder defense has spoiled Concord's try to untie it. Now we've still got plenty of time to go for the green and white here with 4:10 left in the first half. The ball is at their own 20-yard line. Man in motion is the flanker, Kenny Miller this time. They'll go to the tailback. Lipscomb hit the line of scrimmage, then bounces off for about 4. I don't know who he hit, but that hurt up here.
Well, I would say he met the interior line right there.
They're going to spot the ball just shy of the 25-yard line. Second down. I'll say about those offensive linemen, they just got in on a defensive stand. Now they're back on offense. So.
Well, I tell you, at this point in the year, they can go both ways, and it doesn't bother them very much. And they've got a pretty seasoned line right there.
And they're seniors. It's cool night. So, whatever the case, a little bit of confusion right now as Kannapolis is called for a timeout. 3:27 left in the second period. And that will be the third timeout for Kannapolis here. So we're tied at 7.
Bringing it back to Bowling Stadium here, Randy. It'll be interesting to see here what Coach Harden's called, if he's going to go to the air here or stay on the ground.
Nice shot of Harvest Moon by one of our ever observant camera people.
They like those moons, don't they?
We got one in the press box.
I think they're stargazers.
Just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll send man in motion. Wells take the pitch. Now Blakeney. He'll cut it back, and he's going to be near the first down marker, depending on the spot. Very important. Central was leading Northwest. They've got that one in hand. I think 20-0 right now in the first half.
Well, I'll tell you, this game could determine right now if there's going to be a 3-way tie for first place. And, of course, we've talked about that.
Now we will bring the chains out, I believe, this time to measure it. It's close enough. Third, very short.
Well, while the chains are coming out, let me give you a trivia. I told you this before the game. We may have a fight with our camera staff tonight because we've got one cameraman that went to Concord High School. We've got another cameraman that went to Kannapolis, and we got one cameraman that I don't think he ever went to school.
Well, I believe he got his degree at an extension branch of another school.
But we've got all good cameramen. But those two guys are down there. You reckon they'll pull in for anybody?
I'm not sure, but I'm worried about the coin toss if they toss the cameras in the air. Don't worry. We'll try to get out there and stop that. still, it's third down and short, just over the 30-yard line. Obviously, the Wonders electing to go for it. Here's Blakeney with a sneak. He'll get the first down, and they'll move the sticks. Annapolis will have 3 minutes and 4 seconds before halftime. Well, the number 1 seed in the SBC will take on the loser, and I don't know if that's good or not. The loser between South Iredell and Statesville. Number 2 will take on the Big Six champion, the SBC, and the number 3 finisher in the SBC will face Lexington. That'll be on the road. I'll tell you a little bit about our extensive playoff coverage here after this play. Oh, what a hit. Somebody was near the play, and that somebody was Paul Earl, the nose guard. He met Carl Lipscomb, and they exchanged very up-close and personal
Well, yeah, Blakeney was going to just reverse out and hand the ball back inside on that trap right there, and Carl followed it right on down.
Well, I want to tell you, playoff coverage continues next week on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Special edition of Headliners, playoff edition. That'll be live in our studios here on TV 13. We'll have playoff coaches from the area on hand to answer your questions in an extended version of that. We know we've got 3, depending on what Mount Pleasant does. So that will be Wednesday night. Join us there. Here's Lipscomb right side. He's got some room. Breaks a tackle. 40, 45. Bumped out of bounds in front of the Wonder bench near midfield. And the buck will stop with 2 minutes to go in the first half. So Kannapolis is getting it done. They're moving.
Well, they did, and that play looked more to be designed to go outside than to be actually the outside veer where he's running it up into the line. Made it almost into a sweep, Randy.
And we were talking about the area of playoff coaches on Headliners. Next week, TV 13 will air 2 playoff games. Teams and times will be announced on Monday. I do know that this particular crew will be doing a road game. Who it might be, we will just have to wait and see. But we'll have 2 of the area teams featured for you. Here's Blakeney airing it out. Fly pattern, sidelines, one-on-one. Great defensive play by the Concord secondary. He was looking for Kenny Miller. And let's see. Shaken up on the play for Concord. The man who came in to bat it down. And that was Edmund O'Neill. Holding his back, looks to be.
Well, I tell you, if he just let Miller take it upfield and stretch it there, just a fly pattern. It was, let's see how far I can run and how far you can throw it. O'Neill did a good job of getting up and knocking the football down, Randy.
Oh, 1:37 to go. Wonders were 2nd and 10 at midfield. Blakeney with 2 wide, high formation for the Kannapolis offense. Play fake, looking. Now we'll go again. Same pattern. Let's try it. It's going to go short. Intercepted Concord. O'Neill trying to lateral, and then he thinks again about it and says, I'll just keep it at the 10. For Edmund O'Neill, interception number 6 in the 1989 season, and he looks to be shaken up. Perhaps he strained his, from the previous play, another injury there. Let's hope it's nothing serious.
Could be a carryover there, and I think one of the reasons that the ball was thrown short was Blakeney had a lot of pressure coming down on him there and did a good job of just getting the football off.
What do you say? Well, we got close the first time. Let's go back and do it again. And maybe catch him by surprise, and that's exactly what the call was from Bruce Harden and his coaching staff.
And 2, I think that both coaches look at, you don't come out any worse here than if you had punted the football.
Well, we have a timeout, official timeout on the field with a 1:28 to go before halftime. Bailey Stadium, and they're cheering because Edmund O'Neill trots off under his own powers. Interesting stat, first half. Concord has run 38 offensive plays, Kannapolis 21 so far. Concord's going to add to that lead right now as they have it 1st and 10 at their 10. And let's see if the Spiders will like to be conservative. I'll just see what will happen here. With Hitchcock running the ball, you can't really say it's conservative because he can break it any time.
I don't think there is any such thing as conservative with him running the football, Randy.
He's waiting about as long as he can to snap it. Finally, he'll fake the handoff and keep it. Goes to about 11 or 12. Center of the Wonder defense there. Led by Antoine Jordan. Also, a few other white shirts. Just about anybody you want to pick out in the interior there. So we're down inside 1 minute to go. 7-7. And it all started on a 70-yard run by Carl Lipscomb for Kannapolis with 4:16 to go in the first period. 12-yard pass from Hitchcock to High. Tied it for Concord with 1:18 to go in the first. And since then, the second period has been exciting, but no points. Concord with a golden opportunity, and Kannapolis with a pretty good defensive stand to turn them away on the attempted field goal. Hitchcock faking, keeps it, cuts it upfield near the 18-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, they probably won't even run another play right here, Randy. I think they were just going to run the clock down here and take it to halftime with the tie.
Well, it is 7-7. That's probably what they're going to do. Kannapolis with a win can win the outright SBC championship. Concord can win, can be co-champions, at least a share of that with Kannapolis. And depending on what happens with Central, could be a three-way tie, and then there will be a draw for the playoff positions. As we will tick it down, it's 7-7. Exciting first half. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bailey Stadium. Randy Whitley, Larry Mason, and if you like the first half football, we certainly were thrilled with the halftime performances. And guess what? We've got another half of football to go here. Let's take a look at those first half stats here for you. Momentarily, we will run them. There's Kannapolis, the Wonders. No passing. Now, that is surprising, but not surprising when you look at the Concord rush.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is surprising, Randy, that they've come up empty-handed in the passing. I think the thing right there is that the Concord has done a good job putting pressure on Blakeney.
And the rushing yardage, 70 of that was on Lipscomb's touchdown. A little bit more even balance for the Spiders, 149 yards total offense, only one turnover. And penalty yardage, I'm sure they're a little bit disappointed in that. But other than that, what can you say? It's just been a great ball game. And let's get started with the second half, folks.
Well, I'll tell you, the surprising thing is when you look, you watch the first half and look at the scoreboard, Randy, you figure they should have been more points than 14 up there, the way both teams have played.
Concord ran 40 plays in the first half to Kannapolis' 21. Inside the opponent's 50-yard line, Concord was there 4 times. Kannapolis was there twice, and that first time it was that long touchdown run. Here's a short kick. They're kicking it away from Wells, and the Wonders are going to get pretty decent field position out to about the 32-yard line. That's where their offense will come onto the field. And let's see what kind of adjustments were made during the 20-minute intermission. Coach Harden, you know, had a few words to say. Coach Lambeth, Harden, and his associates over there, and see what kind of adjustments they can make to give Blakeney maybe a little bit more time to throw the football.
Well, I think so. I think that Concord probably didn't go in and make a lot of adjustments. They probably were pleased with what had gone on. I imagine right now, Kannapolis is looking for something, like you say, to slow down that rush.
7-7 as we I didn't see the penalty marker. It was thrown across the field, but it will go against Kannapolis. Now we'll put the Wonders a little bit deeper in the hole here to start our first play from scrimmage at about their own 12-yard line. Blakeney, who started at quarterback, comes out to start the second half. Lipscomb is the tailback. Carter, the fullback, with 2 wide this time on first down. They'll go to Carter. And he got to about the 15-yard line and is really wrapped up. You see number 42 for Concord, Tony Probst, who has played well tonight. 6 foot, 165 pounds, and a senior.
Well, I'll tell you, it has. You know, one thing that Concord did, and I may be mistaken about this somewhat, but I don't think so, was after the Central game, they came back and changed their defense, Randy, and went to a different defense. And I'll tell you what, they've played much better since that time.
The Wonders will run it out of the straight eye on second down and 8, just shy of the 15-yard line. Blakeney giving to the tailback. Lipscomb trying to get around the corner, breaks 1 tackle, and then is a game tackle, but good leg movement, strong young man as he's got the first down, I believe, out across the 20-yard line. Going to be near the stick anyway.
It sure was. They won't have to go far to look at this one, Randy. It's right in front of the stick for the first down there. You know, I think that play was designed to start inside, and Lipscomb just took the ball and took it on outside and was strong enough to carry the defenders on down for the first down.
Well, He had 112 yards unofficially rushing in the first half. Add that to his almost 400 yards on the season. And he's the mail carrier in the backfield for the Wonders rushing attack. It is a first down. 22-yard line. Loose football from center. Blakeney falls on it. Came back from Blackwelder and did the smart thing to keep possession.
May have pulled out a little, and it's too cold out there.
Hey, you see the breath on the players. You can tell they're working hard down there.
Well, you know, I'm sure there's some hands right now that haven't warmed up, but they're going to get into it here.
Wonders only giving up 97 yards per game defensively coming into this game, and you saw what Concord did in the first half. On second down, it'll be Lipscomb right side, arm tackled, and then the rest of the black shirts, the gold trim, kind of wrap him up. Steve Jones was there, 13, along with Dino Miller, the junior defensive tackle for Concord at the 27.
You know, I would imagine the way they have that outside veer set up on it is they let him start inside, and if it shuts down, he can take it outside and just look for the hole right there where it may develop, and he's doing a good job right now just reading that.
So far, Kannapolis is camping on the ground here in the second half. Actually, the first 2 minutes of the third period on third down. Here's Blakeney, play fake, looking this time over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's a first down complete. Mike Morton held on to it that time. Steve Jones and Miller, along with Probst in on the tackle. And for Morton, reception number 19 on the year.
You know, something that you and I talked about at halftime when you kept bringing up that you felt like they were going to come back and throw the football more to Mike Morton, and it looks like, hey, they were reading your mind.
Well, Wonders have it first and 10 just over their own 45-yard line as Blakeney, the offensive line, gets set. They're running out of the eye exclusively here, and here's Lipscomb busting folks into the secondary down to the Concord 40. Boy, he gets up ahead of steam. He's like a bull.
Well, he does, and they're here again, the outside veer, and what they did there was they let Morton arc release, and when he comes out, runs away from the line of scrimmage, he takes the defender with him, and what they hope to do right there, Randy, is just create a natural seam, and they did a really good job of it right there.
And a defensive tackle, Jimmy Lynch, comes in, replacing Tommy Gilmore. Lynch is number 50 for the Spiders on defense. First and 10 Wonders at the Concord 40. Single set back, and they'll go straight up the middle to Carter, and he's down to about the 36-yard line. 4-yard pickup on the play.
You know, right now, nothing really fancy about what Kannapolis is doing. It's just hitting it outside, hitting it inside, running the football.
Well, we're talking to some of the folks at halftime. You know, Coach Hart is he knows more how to win in the second half, as evidence of his record in at West Charlotte. And he's been in some pressure cooker games before, especially the last 3 or 4 years. The Wonders are coming out and starting strong here in the second half. It will be Lipscomb carrying to the 32-yard line that time. There's a concerned look, Easy Smith on the sidelines, and he's saying, how are we going to stop him here? That's one thing he's thinking, I know.
Well, I tell you, we've talked so much about the second half kickoff. Kannapolis is taking the second half kickoff and driving it now, setting the tempo for the ball game.
Well, they control the ball nearly over 3.5 minutes here. And they've got it third down and 2. 32-yard line. Single set back with 2 wide this time for Blakeney. And they'll give it this time. Lipscomb sidesteps one man, and just a second effort may have got the first down before John Miller, the defensive end, wrapped him up. I believe it is. They'll move the chains. Well, what the Wonders are lacking in first downs in the first half, they've gotten 4 on this drive.
Well, I tell you, I think that they probably went in and made some adjustments in their blocking schemes and probably just challenged their offensive linemen to do a better job. And right now, they're meeting the challenge.
First and 10, Kannapolis, 30-yard line. Lipscomb, the ball carrier on this one, tries to cut it back and got 3 tough yards. Trying to follow the block of Brett Carter, the junior fullback.
Well, they were running it in on the outside ice, and once he got it into the hole, he tried to break it back against the middle, but Concord was at home there to meet him.
3-yard pickup. Second and 7, 27-yard line, 7:22 to go, third period, clock running. They'll have Carter, the single setback this time. Let's see if they put it in the air. They haven't so far. Nope, back on the ground. Here's Carter. You're picking up yardage like that, Larry Mason. You don't need to throw it. Down to the 22-yard line goes Carter.
Well, they're doing two things. They're using a lot of clock and they're marching it down the field. And I'm sure, like you say, it doesn't look like they're going to try to throw the football too much right here.
Well, some new faces check into the Wonder offense. There's Allison, 18. He'll split to the bottom. Kenny Miller will flank to the top of your screen. Third down. Short, 22-yard line. It will be Carter hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much. Spiders were waiting that time.
Well, Randy, I don't believe he got it right there.
Well, that was a big play. It will be fourth down and short. Do the Wonders go for it? The way they've been moving it, I would think fourth down and about 2 feet. You got to have that confidence. They've got a veteran offensive line. Rockstone and Gray and Blackwater, Nichols and Willis and Morton up there.
They're going to call a timeout and talk about it right here, Randy. I wouldn't, with the athlete they have in Blakeney, you know, he can just about dive that far to get the first down.
We will return in just a minute.
TV 13, Concord, Kannapolis.
Back at Bailey Stadium, Randy coming back after that timeout. Those coaches talking Wednesday night about winning the ball game in the trenches. That's where the ball game is being played right now.
13 plays on this snap. 11 have been runs, 1 passing. Concord is having trouble defensively. Kannapolis has controlled the ball nearly 6 minutes here in the third quarter. Well, all of the third quarter. They sneak it. They've got the first down. Blakeney, just what you said before the break.
Well, with an athlete like him there, with the strength that he's got as a runner, you know, you can feel pretty confident about letting him take the ball.
Just inside the Spider 20-yard line as you look across the far way at the... I don't know how to describe the... well, we've used the cliche throngs of people. How about hordes of people? How about
A bunch of them, anyway.
many bodies here tonight? Inside 6 minutes to go, third period. Kannapolis has controlled the second half, literally. Here is Blakeney keeping it around the corner, gets away inside the 10, down to the 8. Houston Rogers wrapped him up, or Blakeney may have had 6 points.
Well, I tell you, they've been giving them a steady dose of the dive inside, the dive outside. That's where they're taking the ball down here. And Blakeney just faked the ball inside and froze the defense for just long enough with his speed to turn the corner right there, Randy.
If you can run, you can pass. If you can pass, you can run. If you can execute, you can do about anything you want to. And that worked at the 7-yard line. First and goal. Blakeney. Carter up the middle. Touchdown, Wonders. What? Everybody, let's say the X's and O's on the scoreboard. They did it right that time.
Well, I did. They put together, I think we're going to see that again here. Let's see if they trapped it right here. Yeah, they trapped it to the right-hand side and pulled the guard on the left-hand side and came across and ran the fullback trap right there, Randy.
15 plays, 67 yards. The final 7 goes to Fred Carter. The extra point is up, and it is good. The Wonders cap off that drive. It takes them 6 minutes, 32 seconds. They lead 14-7.
There is one car that has already been moved.
Adjustments have been made, folks, on the Wonder offensive side. They lead 14-7. First time they've had since it was 7-0 early. Now it's Concord's turn. And the way the Wonder offense is controlling the ball, the Spiders have got to be thinking, gosh, we better do something with it. We may not get it back.
Well, I tell you what, they are. They're going to, here again, they're going to have to come up and meet the challenge. You know, we talk about so much about the wide-open offense of Bruce Harding, but, you know, they look like the Wonders of old, you know, just taking the ball and driving it down the field, Randy.
Spiders with Hitchcock running it into the secondary. Down the sidelines, 45-yard line of the Wonders. The very dangerous Jimmy Hitchcock almost broke it and tied it in about 8 seconds. Looks like Central will be at least no worse than they are now. They are well in hand over Northwest right now, 28-0. And what a year the Vikings have had.
Well, I tell you what, they have really had a superb year. Got one of the premier players in the Southeast now there in Natron Means. It's going to be a great playoff season with these three teams in it.
SBC, needless to say, they say maybe a weak conference. Not the first three teams, folks.
I think
They just made everybody else look bad.
That's right.
Nothing that time for the Spiders, if any. Let's give him about a half a yard on the play. 5:08 to go. Clock running third period. 59th renewal. Kannapolis and Concord.
I tell you what, Hitchcock just, he came close to putting them back in the game right there on that kickoff return.
You see Jimmy not normally running back, I don't believe, kickoffs during the regular season. Not many, let's put it that way. Play fake. Being forced out of the pocket. Wonders coming. Here's Hitchcock down the sidelines. He's got a man open, but it's out of bounds. O'Neal was open, but Hitchcock with some pressure from the Wonders. And putting the heat on was Tony Jones and Antoine Jordan that time.
Well, I tell you what, I was surprised that he even picked O'Neal up because O'Neal slipped into that seam over there, and that was a tough throw. He didn't have a lot of sideline to work with.
That'll be third down. Well, we've seen big plays, great outstanding team defense on both sides, good offensive line blocking. Special teams have been shut down somewhat tonight. And here's Hitchcock to throw again. He's looking, intercepted Kannapolis. Coming back the other way, here is Reggie Wells. He'll run it out of bounds at the Concord 45-yard line. Butch High was the intended receiver, and for Reggie Wells, he'll add to the team total. That is 16 interceptions by the Wonder defense at 89.
Well, I tell you what, Hitchcock looked into and they were going to run the slant, and Wells just laid in there. I think he knew about what they were going to run. They've seen that play and laid in there and made the interception right there.
Well, the free safety certainly was free enough and did his job, played his position and area. Now the Wonder offense back onto the field. They'll slot it both wide receivers, both sides, I formation. At the 45, back to Lipscomb, met with authority that time. John Miller said hello. I think John's been wearing number 32's jersey somewhat tonight, too. That's about 3 times he's said hello.
I'll tell you what, John's played well for the Spiders tonight, and he's played well for them all year.
One of the leading tacklers on the Spider defense. Pat Riley has that distinction with nearly 8 tackles per game. We haven't mentioned Pat's name very much. We'll let you know when he's not in on the play. He's been around it all night in football. Toss sweep left side. Here is Barnes, who is checked into the backfield, and he'll go to the 42.
I tell you, this is a big stand right here, Randy. Kannapolis running the isolation there. Big stand for Concord because they can't afford to give up a lot of points right now or give up more points.
And I believe Jimmy Hitchcock is checked into the defensive scheme. Houston Rogers will come out at one linebacking position for the Spiders. So I think Easy Smith and his assistants think it's well, too. So you're getting all your studs in there right now. Third down. Just outside the 41-yard line. Here is Blakeney trying to get away, and he won't. John Miller, once again, the senior, knows it's his last half of football in the regular season in his career. He's a senior. It's senior night.
Well,
He says, I'm going to have a ball.
He just gave him 2 great plays right there on that series of plays right there.
It'll force Blakeney and the Wonders to give it up, something they have not done here in the second half. Let's see if Blakeney pushes it for the sidelines, kicks it away from O'Neal, or what? Good snap, and they almost block it. I tell you, it's a short kick, but it will kick back and roll inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. Hitchcock was upended by the blocker there protecting Blakeney, the punter, and he just head over heels.
Well, it was. Is that the first time they punted tonight? I don't remember well, but I don't remember. Has they punted before now?
I think it was the third time. They punted a couple times in the first half.
I'll tell you, my memory fades me. First time they punted this half, though, isn't it?
Hardening of the arteries is a serious
I'll tell you what,
situation
it gets away with you quick. You don't miss it until you find out it's gone here.
Huh?
You don't miss it until it's gone, huh?
What? 2.5 minutes to go. the third period. Spiders sweeping right that time out to the 21-yard line.
Don't play games with me, Randy.
Quentin Carr. I wasn't playing games. Ladies and gentlemen, do not try to adjust your volume. We've temporarily lost our announcers, it looks like. They're in the twilight zone. Could be in the AM range somewhere, possibly the FM band.
Who knows?
Well, nobody's left this one. We've got at least 10,000 here tonight.
I think a few have come in. You get in free at halftime, you know. I think a few more came in.
I can accommodate a few more here. Got a lot of bank left. Spiders trying to string it to the left side this time, out across the 25-yard line. Goes to Kilo Staten, and he is kind of met in a wonder sandwich that time by Fred Carter and Jones. A wonder sandwich.
Well, they used to be Wonder Bread.
That's right. But not 400 pounds.
That was the big loaf.
Yeah. I think that cost more than $1. Key play here for the Spiders to keep possession. 3rd and 2. Hitchcock will go right side, and he's going to be short. Morton, along with Tony Jones, kind of wrapped him up. And there's a late flag. I think we've got a little bit of extracurricular activity going on down there. You saw Morton kind of flailing away down there on that shot.
Well, it did, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see which way this penalty is going to go.
I believe it's going to be against Concord for a personal foul, and that will be the call. And now they'll come over and explain it to E.Z. Smith. With 1:19 to go in the third period, 14-7 Wonders taking the kickoff here in the second half and going 65 yards and 15 plays, chewing up 6.5 minutes. And they are leading right now as Uncle Mo is swung on the far side of the field at the green and white right now.
Well, I'll tell you, they took the opening kickoff and, you know, really put together an impressive drive right there, Randy.
Well, it will be a 4th down situation with the punt team for Concord onto the field. O'Neal standing back at the Spider goal line. The dangerous Reggie Wells is back in punt receiving formation. He's averaging nearly 19 yards a return this year on the punts.
Concord missing a man right now. They may end up having to take a timeout right here.
And now they're going to get Quentin Carr on. He's number 11, and he is the 11th man on the field right now. Almost. It is going to be partially deflected by the Wonders. It will go out of bounds, or is it going to be a safety? Yes, the official signals it did go out. One was standing right. Well, they're going to say it went out at the angle about a yard deep in the end zone. The official originally spotted it at about a foot outside the goal line post, though, so it will be a safety as Concord has the punt blocked by the Wonders out of the end zone. And that's going to put it on kind of an odd number now as the Wonders lead 16-7. We've got a timeout with 55 seconds to go in the third period. Well, the Wonders have gone out front by 9 points, Larry Mason, and it was Greg Jones who came in to block the punt out of the end zone, and that puts it at 9-point lead and a little bit of breathing room.
Well,
if there is such a thing.
And those were pretty much crucial points. Greg came through pretty much untouched there. For a second, it looked like O'Neal was going to get the punt off, and then he just got enough hand on it to put the ball actually spun out of the end zone in the air. Of course, they had insult to injury on safeties. Now Concord's going to have to kick the ball back to Kannapolis.
And they will get good field position somewhere near midfield, depending on the type of punt O'Neal gets and the return.
I always hated this play. They get points on you, and then you got to give it back to them. I mean, that's just not fair to me.
O'Neal with a beauty line drive. It'll drive the Wonders back to the 30-yard line. They'll field the punt, and here's Lipscomb breaking it to the sidelines. He's down the sidelines and bumped out of bounds. One man had to save it from going for a touchdown, but look at here. The Wonders have it 1st and 10 at the Spiders' 23-yard line, and it's becoming a little bit more evident that the Wonders are having intent on keeping that bell and being the outright SBC champions before the night's over with.
They're playing, you know, they're different teams since halftime. There's no doubt about whatever adjustments they made or what they did right now is going well for them.
At the 23-yard line, Blakeney and company come up. And it will be Michael Barnes hitting the right side. Spiders finally stop him inside the 20 near the 18-yard line.
Well, I tell you, we're seeing, I think, a lot of that experience and that leadership in the offensive line pay off right now for Kannapolis and the youngsters that they have in there. Doing a really yeoman job right now, Randy.
Well, they'll have one setback this time. And a bunch of folks in the pattern here. Second down. And they'll go to the one setback. Carter, he's got the first down and then some, down to about the 11-yard line. Wonders have just taken over here in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's nothing fancy. They're not doing anything fancy. They're just running the ball inside and outside and letting the back pick the hole in the block right there and getting the seam, and they're getting 3-4 yards a clip.
Well, they're not taking much time in the huddle either. They're going to try to, let's see if they get this play off as we're down to 6 seconds to go, third period. And there's a loose football, and Concord may have gotten it back. Let's see. I think they did. They did. Concord Spiders recover the fumble. They just popped loose, and John Miller once again. I guess I hate to say it, but Johnny on the spot.
Well, I'll tell you what, it really is. And right now, that's a big break right here in this game, Randy.
They'll swap ends. 12 more minutes to go. We'll be right back. Maybe the final nail has yet to be driven here, as the Spiders certainly dodged a serious bullet that time, but they're not out of this one. A long way to go. They're down by 9, but they got to start now, Larry.
Well, they sure did, and they dodged the bullet. But like you said, the nail went in, but Kannapolis had the hammer out.
Here's the end around, and O'Neal has got some running room out to the 25-yard line. I think Bobby Bowden was in the hunt.
I'll tell you what, a little razzle-dazzle down in their own territory. It was pretty gutsy call right there.
That looks to be Carl Lipscomb shaken up, perhaps maybe cramps. You do get cramps in a game, or maybe just somebody put a pretty good body on him. 11:52 to go, fourth period. And the trainers, coaching staff are out attending to him right now. Looks to be in his left leg. Down in the calf area. They're working on it. Man, got old Charlie horse. He pops up occasionally. Lipscomb.
I don't know, Randy. Either checking his knee or checking his ankle right there.
If he's not able to continue, that would be a serious blow, because he's having a career tonight running the football for the Wonders.
Seems to be hobbled. A little bit there. We'll have to wait and see if he can come back.
Now Chip Buckwell on your left, team trainer. Certainly looking at it very closely. He'll go out of the Wonder defense. And the Spiders will have it 1st and 10, as they've got a little bit more operating room. You know, O'Neal, such an athlete, one man away from breaking that.
Well, he was. If he had gotten, break that last tackle, he would have gone the distance.
Spiders with more operating room this time at their own 25-yard line. They'll come to the line. Second play in the fourth quarter. Hitchcock, little flare out of the flat. It is complete. O'Neal sidesteps one tackle, and then the Wonder pursuit catches up, led by number 88, who's been all over the field tonight for Kannapolis, Greg Jones. And they got a yard out of it. But Jones is one of the guys who didn't really get all the pub for Kannapolis, but he and Grant, Patterson, and all those guys just as important as your skill players.
Well, they sure are.
Well, all of them are skill players, if you want to know the truth about it. Spiders trying the quick pop up the middle. They penetrate out to the 30-yard line that time by Carr. Just a little quick pop and work for Kannapolis in the first half, as they were able to go right up the middle, 70
Well,
yards.
I'll tell you, it worked for Concord a little bit better in the first half also. And I was just looking at Concord's offensive line, playing a couple of sophomores in there, but he's got some senior leadership in that line also.
Third down and 5. Hitchcock down the line does the option. He'll keep it, cuts it upfield, diving for the sticks. He may have the first down out across the 36-yard line near the 37. And Jimmy Hitchcock, the senior, may be about ready to crank her up a little bit. He's got 764 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns coming into tonight's game, but give the Wonder defense credit. They've kept him in check.
Well, they have, but I'll tell you what, it's just like sitting on the time bomb. We've been, looking for the big play all night long, and I'm sure there's still one left.
10:38 to go in the fourth period. As this is a conference game, if it ends in a tie, they will be in overtime, I'm sure. Boy, we wouldn't let 10,000 people go home.
No. It's going to be difficult for it to end in a tie now, though.
Hitchcock rolls on first down a lot of time. Now he'll cut it and run it. Things broke open for him, and he's got almost 9 yards out of that one to the 45-yard line.
Well, I think
he made the right decision.
Right, I was just giving you took the words right out of my mouth.
Here, let me put them back.
No,
go ahead.
Well, then he made the right decision.
Yeah, that was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Yeah. And with an athlete like him at that position, that's just something else that the defense has got to be aware of.
It's like another dimension. He did not run the ball that much in the first half, but now the Wonder defense is kind of spread outside limit, and we know he's going to throw to a nail eventually. Well, they're going to go with a quick pop to State. He may throw to High or Leach. Now he's running the darn ball.
Well, the thing about an athlete like Hitchcock and the way he has played for the Spiders, in the last 2 years, is he just seems to be able to rise to the big occasions. And right now, it's getting down to something's got to happen here.
Torrey Carter, number 25 of the Wonders, is checked in at defense. Antoine Jordan, 67, on the sidelines right now on this play. 10 minutes to go in the ballgame. It's 2nd and 1. 45-yard line. Spiders a twin set. State left side. He's got the first down, and then they catch him from behind and stop that progress at near midfield.
Concord can't spend a tremendous amount of time. There's 10 minutes left to go, but they need to get one on the board, and then they're going to have to score again if they're going to win this game with a field goal or a touchdown. So they're going to have to get some points here before long, Randy.
Well, they're at the 49-yard line with the first down. Hitchcock spins and hands off. State has some room. Wonder 44-yard line, and then is just, I don't know what you call it, attacked by Patterson, number 76.
Well, he was, and I tell you what, Patterson coming in front like he did from behind, that's a good way for the ball to come loose.
Hitchcock had enough stick him on his hands to hold on, so they picked up 7. 2nd and 3, possible pass. Good down to try it. Let's see. Hitchcock keep it on the ground. Looked to be missing his running back, but he'll keep it and run it. Got the first down and then more to the Wonder 34-yard line. I thought he was going to hand it off.
Well, it did look like that he was going to. And I don't know if it was designed for him to keep it, or sometimes I wonder if Jimmy doesn't just make things happen as he goes along. He's that kind of athlete.
Coach Smith over there saying, nice call, Jimmy.
No, we don't have that play.
Good play. Meanwhile, the clock continues to run, as Mr. Mason has pointed out, as we're down to about 9 minutes to go. Spiders State left side for about 2.
I tell you, that play just didn't seem to ever get started. It was just one of those that kind of got cranked up and stopped before it sputtered.
Down to the 32-yard line. Give him 2. And they have to throw the ball with this series. This is interesting. Kannapolis will call a timeout, talk things over. 8:47 left, fourth period. Wonders by 9. Welcome back to Bailey Stadium. Larry, we're talking about all the teams going back to what brought them to the dance. Passing brought them to the dance, looked like, but it's not been here in the second half, has it?
Well, I tell you what, I think you were just talking to Ron, and a total of 4 passes thrown this half by both teams. Who would have thunk it?
Well, we're going to see one right now. 2nd and 8. Hitchcock cranks her up. He's got a receiver open. Leach, corner of the end zone. Touchdown. What a rainbow.
I tell you what, big time play right there, Randy.
Nice.
Leach got open behind the secondary, and Hitchcock just laid it in there, and there wasn't much real estate to work with at the back of the end zone.
Let's watch it again. He threw the rainbow up, and the pot of gold was waiting on the other end. Didn't have much, did he?
I'll tell you what, they put it about the only place it could have been caught for the touchdown.
10 plays, 90 yards. They cap it. with a big pass play. The extra point up, and it is good. So with Jimmy Hitchcock's 17th touchdown pass of the year and Leach's 5th touchdown catch of the year, the Spiders draw to within 2.
I tell you, they do. You know, hey, who thinks the life of the house was easy? Just when we were being smart and saying, hey, they don't throw the ball anymore, they come back and make us look bad.
Well, it's a game again, isn't it?
I'll tell you what.
A field goal, well, the safety, the only difference in this one so far. And it's been a special team play that did it.
Right. All the way.
Well, Coach Hart says if you can excel and win in one couple of phases, special teams, and that's one way to win a ball game. That's the difference. Concord will kick it short this time, kind of a line driver. It will be fielded at about the 22-yard line. Here's Reggie Wells, and then he is really met and racked at the 35-yard line. So Blakeney and Wonders with the lead, but not for a commanding lead. I guess that breathing room there smothered just a little bit. Well, it's a bit tighter now, isn't it?
You can see how quickly Concord can strike and score. Of course, Kannapolis has got that same capability, and we haven't seen that yet.
Well, let's see if Blakeney, a little cream, rises to the top. The junior quarterback under center on 1st and 10. We'll give it to Lipscomb. Why not? He's been the host tonight. He got a yard. Spider defense led by John Miller, who may be having a career tonight at defensive end.
I tell you, he's played a great game. And you know, the momentum in this game has swung back and forth, and it seems to be swinging toward Concord now. It'll be interesting to see what happens from this point on, Randy.
Well, we know Central Cabarrus will end up with one loss in the conference, 7-1 and 9-1 overall, depending on this game, whether it's a three-way tie. Now, I guess you have 3 people trying to dance. Lisbon is dancing to the outside, and he's run out of bounds in front of the Wonder supporters across the far way. Or check it, it was Carter. I'm sorry. You see a 3 and a blur. It's kind of tough when you get old.
I tell you what, he looked like he was hemmed in on the sideline and just kept moving with the wall there and made a great run out of that.
At the 40-yard line of Concord. Here come the Wonders. 7.5 minutes to go. 4th period. They'll put the receivers at the top of your screen this time, out of the I formation. Tailback. Lipscomb rushes to the 36, maybe the 37, depending on the spot. 72, Dino Miller there initially.
Well, I'll tell you what, still, when's the last time they threw a pass?
Well, that's a good question.
I don't think it's been this half. Yeah, they threw into Morton this half when they got down in there and threw that dump, but other than that, they haven't put the ball up.
That's pretty good proficiency, 1 of 1. And now the Wonders look to be a little bit confused offensively, and they've asked for a timeout. We've got an official's timeout, okay, because of the equipment
problem here, Randy.
Well, Easy Smith is pretty much animated on the sidelines. I'm not sure. He came all the way out to almost the hash mark, the near hash mark. There you see him.
Well, I think Coach Smith's pointing out that the Kannapolis player was trying, he called a timeout, but the ref saying it was for equipment.
Well, we've got 7:05 to go now. The clock will run. 2nd and 6. Here's a give. Met. Nothing there. The penetration by the black shirts, led by Hitchcock, who's playing some defense now in the second half, along with Miller.
That was a big stand right there because this is an important series right here for both teams, especially for Concord.
Uncle Mo's kind of up for grabs right now on 3rd and 5. 25 or 35-yard line. Wonders I formation 2 wide. Let's see if they put it in the air. Blakeney with a long count. Will quick toss this side. Barnes hit. What a hit. It'll be short. 4th down and 4 coming up. And Larry, they say the Spiders have not captured it. It was Jimmy Hitchcock coming in to make the hit.
I was going to say, did you see who came up right there to make the hit? It was Hitchcock.
He's just getting warmed up, folks. 4th down. Blakeney will be forced to punt, or does he? Well, if you go for it, really you haven't lost much, have you?
No, but I think they're going to try to pin Concord back and make them drive the length of the field right here.
Let's see if the Spiders come after. No, they don't. Blakeney will angle it for the corner. Fair catch signal by O'Neal. He'll make it at about the 9 or 10 yard line. So with 5:54 to go in the fourth period, the Spiders are down by 2. They don't need a touchdown. A field goal would give them a 1-point lead. Now it's up to the Wonder defense. They know if they can hold Concord for 5:54, they will be the SPC champions for 1989. Lord have mercy, I'm getting excited.
I'll tell you what, it's getting down to nail biting time now.
What nails? I'm past my cuticles here. I'm on the second digit. Jimmy Hitchcock, who has just played defense. Reckless abandon, back with the football, running around. Now he'll reverse his field and try to get some yardage that way. He breaks a tackle and got it on his own. 7 yards that time. And the most exciting 7 yards you may see in high school football.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that's called making something out of nothing right there, Randy.
It'll bring up second down. And they need to get just to the 20-yard line for the first down. The Wonder defense has played well tonight. They're only giving up 97 yards rushing and 70 yards in the air per game coming into tonight's game, but they have not maybe played the likes of Concord before.
You know, I don't know how close Concord or Coach Smith feels like they have to get to try the field goal, but like you say, they don't have to get it in the end zone.
Oh, you look back at that missed field goal in the first half.
Yeah, that's looming pretty large right now.
Spiders will move the sticks as they run it out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. This will be play number 7 coming up. Excuse me. There were 6 plays last time Kannapolis had the football before they were stopped. I'm looking at the wrong chart there. We got a few charts here. We want to thank Kannapolis and Concord for their fine statistics.
Tell you what, they put something together for us tonight.
Major college stuff here, folks. Hitchcock spinning, trying to get away. The Wonders swarm that time on defense. The center of the line leading the way. It'll bring up second down and let's call it 10. Really no gain that time.
Well, I think Patterson came in there and finished the tackle off right there. Hitchcock kind of broke out of the initial hit, but then Patterson stepped in and shut the hole right quick.
And 25, Torrey Carter kind of turned it toward Patterson's way. A little bookend music that time for the Wonders. 4:40, clock running. Let's call it second and 11. Here's Hitchcock, rolling right this time. Looking downfield, he'll air it out. He's looking for O'Neal, double coverage, and it'll be incomplete. And Tim Adel thought he had it.
Well, I tell you what, it looked like it was going to be intercepted right there. When you get O'Neal down there, though, you can never tell who's going to catch the football.
He makes it interesting, doesn't he?
He does.
Well, here comes a big play now for the Spiders. 4:31 to go in the game. They're down 16 to 14. They've got it 3rd and 11 at the 21. Big plays tonight. Big plays all year. Hitchcock and the Spiders need one right now to keep the drive alive. Meanwhile, the Wonder defense has made big plays of their own. We've got a stoppage of play temporarily here. What are they doing?
Well, I think...
Okay, one of the guys had an equipment problem, and now it will be Walker coming in on defense, number 45. So they sent the player out for Kannapolis.
Well, I think it was Carter, and something was wrong with his helmet and had to go out to get it fixed.
Walker in at linebacker. Here's the fake, and the pass incomplete. They were trying to hit O'Neal on a little slant pattern over the middle, and just a little bit underthrown behind it.
It was. He had to turn on the ball. If he had caught the ball clean, he would have had the first down on that.
Well, it will be Reggie Wells going back at punt receiving formation, and O'Neal will have to come back and kick it away. 4:29 to go. That was a short 2 seconds, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Wonders are showing 8 men on the line of scrimmage. There's Wells. And O'Neal booms it high. Wells will field it. There will be a return. He fumbles it, though, and falls on it. Did the right thing that time at the 44-yard line. So now it's the pressure back on the Concord defense. Or if you look at it this way, the Kannapolis offense, they need to get a couple of first downs and salt it away.
That's right. A couple of first downs right here. Let's see, 4 minutes left to go. They can put some first downs back to back, could win the game. It's up to Concord now to stop them, Randy.
Well, looking to check the Concord timeout situation, and they have 2 remaining. At the 44-yard line, high formation. Blakeney comes loose from center. That's a couple of times tonight, but he falls on it. They gained a yard out of it. Blakeney says, I don't like to pick up a yard that way, Coach.
I tell you, that's a tough one. That would have been a big break right there if Concord had to come up with the football.
Second down and 9 at the 45-yard line. Got a feeling the Wonders may be keeping it on the ground here. Inside 4 minutes to go. 4th period. Here's Blakeney looking for somewhere to go and kind of dances out of bounds in front of the Wonder bench after about 2.
Well, I tell you, that was sort of a design play all the way where Blakeney was going to keep it on the quarterback sweep right there.
Well, the only disadvantage about that play is it stops the clock as Blakeney went out of bounds, so an advantage for Concord.
I'm sure that he didn't want to do that.
3rd and 7 facing the Wonders with 3:41 to go in the ball game.
We talked about big third downs this year. This is a big one for both teams right here.
Well, the fans on both sides are on their feet here at Bailey Stadium. 3rd and 7. Blakeney with 1 setback. Will give it to Wells on the other round. He's got the first down to the Spider 45-yard line. You can see it developing, and he is just so quick to hit that hole that he had 5-6 yards before they realized it.
Well, he did, and he got into the seam right there. I tell you, once he got in the seam that was set up, he was, you know, the first down yardage he pretty much picked up going away.
Well, Larry, there is first down number 1. It's a crucial one for the Wonders. They'll retain possession, and more importantly, the clock will continue to run. 3:33, 3:32, and running. Wonders break the huddle at the 45-yard line. The Spiders have 2 timeouts left. That's all they can stop it. Time on the Wonder side. Blakeney gives to Carter. He's stacked up after 2.
I tell you, they were running their fullback trap right there. They've done a good job of that tonight, Randy, running in there on the trap.
Dino Miller on the tackle for the Spiders. And Mike Canada is checked in defensively. Butch High will come out of the lineup. 3 minutes exactly to go. 2nd and 8. Wonders coming to the line. 43 of Concord. Well, it's been everything it should be tonight. 16-14. Kannapolis holding to a precarious 2-point lead. Lipscomb, what a tackle. It's getting down to the individual time, and Houston Rogers has made a big stick.
I'll tell you what, it was super individual effort right there.
3rd down again. Now this probably is going to be the 3rd down play of the game. 2.5 minutes to go. The clock continues to run.
Well, most likely, whether Concord, you know, whether Kannapolis gets his first down or not, if they are able to get the punt off, Concord's not going to get great field position out of it.
Well, I'm sure Easy Smith says we want to save as many timeouts as we can, but time is of the essence in favor of the Wonders. Here is Lipscomb, and his knee went down. He is going to be short of the first down, though. They are going to spot his knee down at the 39-yard line of the Spiders. It'll bring up 4th down and about 4, I think, with exactly 2 minutes to go.
You know, it's really been interesting the way the complexion of the game changed, though, Randy, where both teams came out, and I wouldn't say you got conservative, but both teams pretty much came out and quit throwing the football, all but the big play for Concord on the touchdown.
Concord sees the time ticking away. They're going to call a timeout with 1:52 to go. The Wonders lead 16-14. On with Larry Mason, Randy Whitley, Rod Moon, and the TV13 production staff. There's, I believe it was a Spider with his net there. 1:52 to go in the 4th period. Wonders leading by 2, but the Spiders are going to get the ball back with 1 timeout to go. Here comes Concord, putting a little pressure on and a gorgeous punt. O'Neal will signal for a fair catch. It's going to be short and does not bounce at all, except straight up in the air. So what could have been, well, it's not a bad punt. Concord's at their own 17-yard line. It could have gone a little bit deeper, but the roll favored the Spiders. Well, let's see what kind of plays you got, Coach. You know, the Kannapolis defense is going to be coming.
Well, the thing that Concord does have is big play people. Of course, Kannapolis knows that, and I'm sure going to be looking for that.
Clock running, 1:35 to go. There's in one man in motion. Hitchcock under center, looks right, rolls, fires, complete, out of bounds. Spider, 34-yard line. A pretty good catch on the other end by Antonio Leach.
I'll tell you what, it was. He got into the soft part of the zone in there, and Hitchcock got it in there. Here again, Concord doesn't have to go the length of the field for the touchdown.
Well, they're showing, maybe throwing some of those shorter patterns. They've been going deep a lot tonight. And it stops the clock with 1:30 to go. So I guess we're seeing the 2-minute drill here. 90 seconds exactly left in this one. They'll send O'Neal in motion this time, top of your screen. And somebody come up, that'll cost the Spiders 5. I believe it was the left offensive guard, Blackwell, who raised up. I believe it was a pass, because he was getting in that fast block situation.
Well, I think so. I think he was going to get there early, and it's a bad spot to have those negative yardage now.
Well, looks like the Spiders are going to give them a finish here. It's 1st and 15 now at the 29-yard line.
And I think we're seeing, well, Kannapolis is playing a little softer in the defense, and they've got their folks walked off. They're not going to give up the big play here.
Got the guys back as many as 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. They send O'Neal in motion. Here's Hitchcock rolling left this time. Sees an opening up the middle and darts to the right. He's got some room. Spins off a tackle to the 41-yard line. Morton just got him by one arm from behind and drug him down to the 42-yard line. And it's going to be short of the first down. I think more importantly, the clock continues to run. 70 seconds to go. Concord goes without a huddle. 2nd and 3. Hitchcock keeps it this time, trying to get the first down, and the Wonder defense led by Jones there to wrap him up. Now they'll call the timeout, and that'll be it. Concord cannot stop the clock any longer. 56 seconds left in the ball game. 16-14. And are we going to keep it right here? Nope. We're going to be back with the finish in just a minute. Well, Larry Mason, the scoreboard clock kind of tells it all. Concord with 3rd and 2 now as they come to the line. Jimmy Hitchcock, let's see if he goes to the air on this particular play. Kannapolis has got a lot of guys back as far as 15 yards back in that secondary. Played a little pass defensive prevent. Here's Hitchcock on the roll to the left. Looking, got plenty of time. Now the pocket breaks down, and Greg Jones with a huge sack, and that's going to hurt the Spiders' hopes right now.
I'll tell you, Greg's been a big play man all night long for Kannapolis. Blocked that punt to set up probably the winning points possibly right now, and the big tackle right here that really puts Concord in a bad situation right now.
Well, this is the play. They got to get 12. It's 4th down. Final gasp for the Spiders as Hitchcock rolls, stumbles momentarily, looking upfield. The pass is going to be overthrown and incomplete, and things look good for the Wonder side right now. All they've got to do is run out the clock, and they're going to be the SPC champions.
Well, I'll tell you, Randy, you look at, 2-point difference in the ball game right here. There's really no losers going away from here. There will be on the scoreboard, but I tell you, all the kids have really given valiant effort tonight and played their hearts out.
And regardless of what happens, these teams are going to the playoffs next week. And one other thing, they could possibly meet again in a couple of weeks down the road, depending on the brackets and depending on if they continue to win. But right now, nothing but joy and the kind of savoring the moment on the Kannapolis side as the eruption and celebration of the fans and the players and the coaches and everybody connected. It's all up to just Blakeney now. They'll probably just take the snap and fall from center on this particular play. The clock running here, and that'll be it. Kannapolis will be the 1989 South Piedmont Conference champions as they'll complete their first year back in the 3A, and what a way to go, 8-0.
Well, I'll tell you, isn't that a great way to come back? And I'm going to go down and maybe we can get to talk to both coaches tonight.
Well, you see the Kannapolis fans celebrating, a lot of high fives, and for those seniors out there, it's got to be a great feeling. They will retain the bell. We almost forgot about that for the 3rd consecutive year. Easy Smith and the Concord Spiders showing a great sign of sportsmanship there. You see a meeting a little bit past center field. Bruce Harden got to be happy. His first year at Kannapolis, and there's the #1 sign as the Wonders are victorious over Concord 16-14 tonight, and they are the '89 SPC champs. We'll be back in just a moment.
Perry Mason along with Easy Smith. Easy, tough loss. There's not any good losses, but your kids played super, and here in this ball game with all the emotions and traditions, I know you've got something good to say about them.
Well, they played with a lot of heart and a lot of determination. We just made some mistakes. Larry made a poor mistake down there at the end of the first half. Could have got one in and scored, and we didn't. And it's tribute to Kannapolis and their kids. They didn't give up, and then they came down. They drove it right down, and then we had a mistake on the punt team. We had a young man forgot to go in, and then when he got in, didn't block, and you know, Edmund got it tipped, and I thought it went out on the 2, but evidently it must have went out in the end zone. So that's the difference in the ball game right now. But you can't blame anything. You know, I take all the blame for this. We thought we were prepared defensively. I thought we did a good job. We gave up one big play, and we let them drive it down on the field to start the second half. They went about 82, 88 yards, and that was a killer. You know, when they did that, we lost a lot of emotion. And then we came back, and when we scored, thought we had a chance, and we didn't get a first down with 4 minutes to go, and they drove it down, and then we got in our 2-minute offense and just didn't make it happen.
Right. Well, I tell you what, you know, it's that type of ball game, the big plays, but you came up with a big pass play down here late in the ball game to score. At that point, nobody had thrown the football too much.
Well, you know, I thought our pass coverage did a better job. We felt like, you know, in this kind of football game, they'd probably run it on us, and we tried to hold them up front, but they did throw the ball a little bit, and they completed some big passes. I give all the credit to Bruce, and congratulations on being the South Piedmont Conference champions for this year. And, you know, we're going to go to the playoffs as a third-place seed, and so we've been as the first, we've been as the second, now we're going to go as a third.
Well, I think the main thing is you're going in the great thing, I guess, if there is a good thing about this ball game, is neither team's going to have to pack up the pads. They're going to go on and play again next week, and right now, we don't know who you're going to play, but we know you're going to play.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was such an emotional football game, and there were so many great plays made, so many fine football players, and, you know, we know that Statesville and South Iredell and Lexington and Lincolnton and East Lincoln and West Caldwell are all in it, so we're going to figure on getting one of those.
Hey, listen, they don't have an easy road either. We'll look forward to seeing you Wednesday.
I'm going to try to be there. We've got another meeting I'm supposed to be at in Charlotte on Wednesday night, so if I can't come, I'll send a couple of my coaches.
I hope you will. Listen, we certainly enjoyed the ball game. It's been a great season. We'll look forward to seeing you and following you in the playoffs.
Thank you very much. Randy, we thank y'all for covering Concord football.
Randy, I don't know what we're going to do. Imagine it's a short break, and we'll come back with Coach Bruce Harding. Racing along with winning Coach Bruce Harding. Bruce, what's your initial feelings after the game?
Well, I feel like any coach that doesn't have an opportunity to play in something like this is really missing out. So this is great. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it. I'm happy for the people at Kannapolis and the supporters. And, you know, when we met together for the first time this summer, it was a little awesome, but we challenged each other to be conference champion. The reality's set in now. And I'm really happy for our seniors. You know, I think we can dedicate this situation to them. Our whole football team, I'm proud of them. But, you know, our seniors, you look back at their history, they played great from the 7th grade on. And I felt like we were in a stage of urgency and really deserved to put forth an effort to make this a great year for them.
Well, I tell you what, you sure have had a great year, and we were talking about the great year that the conference has had. It comes down to the teams that have to come in and play, the 3 teams in the playoff. It's going to be a tough road for anybody. Bruce, you came out in the second half and looked like you had decided to run the football. You didn't throw the ball much then. Was there any specific reason for that?
Yes, sir. We went in. We knew we had to make some adjustments. Offensively, they were really locking on to our receivers and coming really hard at the corners. And as a result, they were not going to let Maurice throw the football. And our linemen just showed a lot of confidence with their coaches in the locker room that, hey, we can take them. And with that, you know, a lot of times those players know more than coaches, and we have confidence in them, and they did an excellent job, and that's good football to take it and move it, and if it is, just pounding it in there.
Well, I tell you what, I think it shows a lot of versatility also, and that you had been kind of a big play offensive team coming in tonight, but also able to take the football and drive it that way. And then the football game itself coming down to a block punt, and of course then the missed field goal down here made a difference in the outcome of the game. Also, special teams play.
Yeah. you've been to enough clinics, you know that everybody talks about that and that special team, so it really made a difference. The strength of our football team, Larry, is they can make adjustments like that, and that's, I think, as a coaching staff, that's why we're proud of them, because we don't just put everything into one hat, and they're able to make adjustments, and that's why we're awfully proud of them.
Right. Well, I tell you what, the thing that all teams work for and all coaches work for as such, the playoffs starting next week. It's our understanding right now, anyway, that you're going to play South Iredale. And that will be home.
Yes, sir, that'll be in Kannapolis.
That's also not going to be an easy task.
No, sir, I know Coach Mayhew. He and I played together in college, and he's a great teacher and coach and a role model, and I'll guarantee you he'll have his people ready and have a lot of respect.
He will. He's beaten me 2 years in a row when I was coaching. I'll give you any advice I can. He's been there forever, of course. And I tell you what, he really does a good job of getting his kids up. But I know your youngsters are looking forward to it. We're looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday in at Headliners.
Okay.
Congratulations once again.
Thanks, Larry.
Randy, back to you for the final stats on tonight's game. We'll see you folks Wednesday with a special edition of Headliners with hopefully all the playoff coaches.
Okay, and right now it stands at 3 and maybe getting bigger. We just have to wait and see. Let's look at those final stats, and it is evident as far as the rushing yardage and the passing yardage. Concord pretty evenly balanced tonight. I don't know if you can really tell anything about those stats. I mean, those stats are, well, you'll win 9 out of 10 ball games, Ron.
Oh, absolutely. And you saw Concord throw the ball more tonight than usual, 7 out of 19. That's more times than they've thrown the ball probably in 2 or 3 games added together.
5 penalties, 55 yards, 2 turnovers, and really, as they said, the difference possibly what could have been a field goal and then the block punt out of the end zone for the safety. On the Concord side, or excuse me, the Kannapolis side, look at the rushing yardage.
Everybody keeps talking about the passing, too. You know, they only completed 1 pass, 1 for 5. And that's not what everybody expected to see.
I guess it's a sobering thought. If you're a future Kannapolis A.O. Brown Wonder opponent, you know they can throw. Now you know they can run. So what do you stop? And just a great team effort for both teams tonight. The leading rusher in tonight's ball game, Carl Lipscomb, 1 touchdown, a 70-yard run, but 158 yards. He had his best game of his career, and boy, I tell you, maybe Concord Spiders fire him up or something. I'm not sure. Hitchcock, the leading rusher, with 64 yards for Concord, and Staten had 62. Once again, thanks to head coach E.Z. Smith and Bruce Harden of Kannapolis, athletic directors Glenn Padgett of Concord, and Albert Thomas, the principal, along with Dr. Nancy Bell for A.L. Brown. Well, we will be at Headliners Wednesday night, and got a couple of playoff games for you here on TV 13 next week. We will announce those coming up on Monday. So I tell you, it was a great ball game tonight. For Ron Moon, Larry Mason, and everybody here at TV 13, Randy, what they say, thanks for being with us. Kannapolis keeps the bell, but they are the 1989 SPC champions. Have a good weekend.